As I stated, I was being transparent with working with the public on our findings as I had them. I stated in that message that we had a subject and that we were going to interview him, and we did, and he was released.
Man, Kash Patel is doing that fancy footwork right now. He's really, really in it to try to save his job. There are all kinds of headlines that are reporting about the end maybe being nigh for the young Kash Patel, the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who is absolutely a skillless, feckless goof in the job. Someone with no law enforcement experience, who botched the investigation into the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. They arrested a guy. We got him. Oh, and that's not the guy. They found another guy. Oh, we got him. Oh, wait, sorry, that's not the guy either. And now he's taking credit. I got two clips for you here just from a few minutes ago on Fox News. Now he's saying, oh, well, we cracked the case. We solved the case. The intrepid investigation skills of the FBI and the local police and our wonderful partnership. We got the job done. And they didn't get the job done. The kid talked to his dad, who turned him in without the family's intervention of betraying their own son, sending him off to a likely death penalty case, a death penalty sentence. We'd still be looking. So let me give you two headlines, just the headlines from the Daily Beast. And this has just been in recent days to give you a flavor for what's out there, what's being reported, and maybe what's coming down the pike for Kash Patel. Keystone Kash, I love their little nicknames. Keystone Kash kept Kirk arrest secret so Trump could spill on Fox. The investigation had placed FBI Director Kash Patel and his lack of experience under scrutiny. And it's that scrutiny that I want to talk about today. And that's also something that happened. They arrested Tyler Robinson at like 10 or 11 o'clock the other night. And then the next morning on Fox and Friends, Donald Trump announced it. They held this important information, a community living in fear. They allowed that to take place until the dear leader could go on Fox News and announce it. Here's one more headline. Keystone Kash on thin ice as insiders plot his swift exit. Andrew Bailey, the incoming co-deputy director of the FBI, is being touted as Kash Patel's eminent replacement. Now, I don't know Andrew Bailey. I'm sure he's sufficiently MAGA, so he's probably a turd and not qualified or a decent person for this job. But we'll have to see. We'll wait with bated breath to see what kind of a turd they put in place in replacement of Kash Patel, if indeed that's what happens. But now I got two clips for you from Fox and Friends this morning, where he is really doubling down on taking credit for something that he had no role in whatsoever. The only thing he did was show up and tell Charlie Kirk posthumously that he'll see him in Valhalla. I did a video about that yesterday, which is a dog signal to neo-Nazis and racists and white supremacists. You'll have to see the evidence that I present there. But let's watch this, where he's taking credit for something that he absolutely had no role to play in.
You're absolutely right. And that's why me and the deputy have been quarterbacking this investigation ourselves. There is no one at the FBI that's going to politicize this investigation. There's no one at Quantico or anywhere else that is going to say we are not looking at X or Y. We are looking at the facts, and that is why we are releasing the facts in record fashion. If you go back and look at historical cases like Luigi Mangione and the Boston bombing, how long did it take the Bureau to release information to the public? We're not doing that. Those two manhunts took 5 days, and they happened in downtown major metropolises. We apprehended our suspect in 33 hours because we were transparent and open with the American public, and we're going to continue to do that. So anyone that thinks that the FBI is not on top of its game and that me and the deputy and everybody in leadership in our Salt Lake City field office in Quantico is doing anything politically, I'm not having it. And if you've heard anything else about it, they are lying to you. We're on it.
We apprehended our suspect in 33 hours because we were transparent and open? Is that why? Or was it because the kid's dad turned him in, Kash? You think you cracked the case? This is an indictment in and of itself, that he thinks that he did some kind of gumshoe detective work when it was really just not even a tip from someone, but the kid was turned in. The young man was turned in. Come on. Now, the reason that I think there's legs behind this movement to remove Kash Patel is because the aforementioned, I just talked about Brian Kilmeade wanting to kill homeless people. That same Brian Kilmeade is actually pressing Kash Patel here in this moment. This took place roughly 3 or 4 minutes after the clip you just watched, where Brian Kilmeade is giving him the business about, well, you posted that we got him and that ended up not being true. What's going on here, bro? Watch this.
I came in and I accelerated that process.
So in the 24 hours after, when we were still looking for the guy, I know you posted that we got him. That ended up not being true. You took some incoming because of that. What led to you posting that? Why did you feel so certain about it? And what do you have to say about the criticism?
No, I appreciate this opportunity. Look, as I stated, I was being transparent with working with the public on our findings as I had them. I stated in that message that we had a subject and that we were going to interview him, and we did, and he was released. The job of the FBI is not just to manhunt the actual suspect who did the killing or suspects, but it's also to eliminate targets and eliminate subjects who are not involved in the process, and that's what we were doing. Could I have worded it a little better in the heat of the moment? Sure. But do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not. I was telling the world what the FBI was doing as we were doing, and I'm continuing to do that, and I challenge anyone out there to find a director that has been more transparent and more willing to work the media on high-profile cases, or any case the FBI is handling, than we have been under my leadership.
You posted that you got him, but it wasn't true. What's up? Well, I was just being transparent. I was just being transparent about all of my failure. You want kudos for being honest about being a loser, Kash Patel? All right, here you go. Here's your kudos. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. Do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not. He says, oh, recalcitrance. Oh, that's what we love in an FBI director. This isn't transparency. If you were transparent, you'd say, hey, look, I'm not good at this. I have no experience on this. This is a job that takes more than OJT. You need more than some on-the-job training to become the director of the FBI. You need skills. I mean, even James Comey, for all of his stepping on his own appendage, did a better job. You need someone like a Robert Mueller. You need someone who can actually bring to bear years of experience in the law enforcement space, in the investigatory space, in the leadership space, in the management space. I mean, give me something, some skill set. We don't want the QAnon wonderkin who's spouting conspiracy theories and then runs away with them or from them when the dear leader says, hey, whoa, you're implicating me with your conspiracy theories. I'm also in the Epstein files. Anyway, what do you think here? I invite your conversation. We can talk about it in the comments below the video, wherever you're watching it. We can also have you call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Make sure you're subscribed to this program. I don't talk about it enough that to ask for the subscription. It's a failure on my part. You would think I'd be better at this after all this time on YouTube, but apparently I'm as feckless as at being a YouTuber as Kash Patel is at being the FBI director. Bada bum! You see what I did there? All right. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine, be good at your job, and take care of one another.